Hello students, welcome to the next lecture on the June 2023 CSIR mathematics paper. Today we will discuss about all those questions from the statistics part related to this part C. Myself Dr. Harish Garg. You can simply follow my YouTube channel, else you can simply scan and join my WhatsApp group. What you will be found on my YouTube channel, there is a playlist of the CSIR net where you can find the statistics question, complex analysis, sequence in series, integral equation, all from the June 2023 papers. Moreover, apart from this, you can also find the PY questions of all the topics from the year 2011 to 2023 related to the linear algebra, real analysis, complex differential equations, all with the help of the shortcut tricks in my playlist here. Let's start with this video. So this is the first question. With the same question I already explained in my last video, but the student has some doubt which I have seen in the comment box as well as in our WhatsApp group. So I re-explain in here. The question is, you have to find which of the following is a CDF. Remember how you can check that which of the following is a CDF. The best way is you can think about the properties. Firstly, check whether whatever the x is it a discrete or continuous in the given statement. Since it is not given to you, but what will happen if I say, if it is given that if x is my continuous random variable, then which of the following is a CDF? Then whenever x is my continuous random variable, then the CDF function is always a continuous, is always a right continuous function. Fine. However, for the discrete case, it may or may not be there. For example, if you look about there, what is the value of the f of 0 in the first case? It's a 2/3. What is the limit of x approaches 0 minus of fx? It's a 1/2. They are not same. Moreover, this is a left limit. If you consider the right limit, what is the limit? Right limit of the 0 positive of fx. 0 positive of fx is 2/3. They are same. So it's a right continuous function. However, how you can check whether it's a continuous or not? How you can check whether it's a CDF or not? You have to write the two properties. F of minus infinity must be 0, f of plus infinity must be 1. You can check which of the following is not satisfied. If you think about minus infinity lies here, and in each case the function value is same, so there is no need to check about that. Why? Because when you take as x approaches minus infinity, it goes to the 0. So this property satisfied in each case. Now look at the second property, f of infinity. If you look about the f of infinity, it's a infinity by infinity form. So if you take the derivative by L'Hopital rule, it's a 1. So this may or may not be satisfied. Because this is 1 satisfied, we can't say it's a CDF. Our target is to discard the option. Look at the second one. If you take the derivative, it will be my here. This is 1/2, which is not equal to 1. So this is never be a CDF. Again, it's a infinity by infinity. We can take that derivative. It's a minus 2 sin x plus 2x divided by 2x. So I can take as a separate. What is the limit of this? As a minus 1 is a plus 1, which is a 0, which is not equal to 1. So this option is also cancelled out. Look at the last option. Again, it's a 1, so it may or may not be there. Now, by using this second property, we can discard the two others. Now, what is the another properties? You always remember that f is always be an increasing function. CDF is always an increasing function, means whenever x is less than y, then f of x is always be less than of f of y. So how you can prove that? I can take any of the number which is less than of the half, less than of 0, say x is half, minus half, and one number from here, say y is equal to 1. So clearly says minus half is less than 1. So if I consider this number, then it will be 1/2 plus 1/4, and it is 1/4. So clearly says that this is 4/9. Is it less than 4? No. So this option is cancelled. Only the left one option is there, is the right answer of this example. So I hope now it's clear to all of you. Okay, now look at the second example. So let n is a positive integer. Consider the Markov chain of the speed. Now look at that. N is any positive integer. So I can think about n is my 2. The simplest way I can think about here is n is 2. Then I can think about any of the 2 cross 2 matrix such that which of the following is necessary true. Remember, the word is necessary. That means always. You have to look about always true. So look at that. If I consider the matrix here as 1, 0, 1, 0. What is the TPM is? If I consider state as a 1 and 2, then it will be my here. Fine. So the 1 and 2 both are my recurrent states, but there is no transient state. So look at that, the second option is cancel out. At least one state is transient, this option is cancel. You may think about like of this 1, 1, 0, 0. This is also a 2 cross 2. What is the diagram of this? So 2 to 1 and 2 to here. So you can see both are my again recurrent state. There is no transient state, so again this option is cancelled. If I think about like of this, then the diagram will be like of here, of this. Again both are my recurrent, but there is no transient state. Again the second option cancelled. If I consider like of this, what will happen? Your transition diagram will be here. Again there is no transient. And if you consider as of 1 by 2, 1 by 2, 0.4, 0.6, then in this case again all are my transients. All are my recurrent. There is no transient. So second option is cancelled. First option is the correct option. Now look at the another one. If you look at the first fifth option, 5 is eigenvalue of this. Look at that. Any of the matrix P, because sum of each row is my 1. So what is the property of the eigenvalues? If each row or oblique column has sum is equal to k, for example, then k is the eigenvalue of the matrix P. Now in the transition matrix, that is in the TPM, sum of each row is my 1. So 1 is the eigenvalue of the P. So once 1 is eigenvalue of the P square has also the eigenvalue 1, 3P has the eigenvalue 3, I is the identity matrix, has the eigenvalue 1. So what is the eigenvalue of this is? 5 is the eigenvalue of this matrix. So that's the correct option. Now look at the second option, third option. I can write the third option like of this. So if I write, I can see it's a 4P minus I over 3. Now you can think any of the number because it's a TPM. So when it's with the TPM, it's again a 2 cross 2 matrix. So let's say I can consider this matrix. So what will happen if I consider P here? I is my 1, 0, 0, 1 here. So if I substitute 4P, it's a minus 1. It will be 4P. It's a 4P into minus 1. That's a minus 1. 4P is a 4. It's a 0 in 0, and it's a 4 minus 1, 3 divided by 3. So clearly say that because this is a negative, so it is not a TPM. But he said it's also a TPM, so this option is can, because it is a always. So if I consider this is a matrix, then it is not a TPM. So this option is also cancelled. So the right answers are my 1 and 4 are my correct answers. Although it's given as a sum Markov chain, but the above statement is always true. So you can think about any of the matrix, but it is always true for here. But this is not true as I consider this example. Okay, look at this another one. Which of the following is the property of the hazard rate? So first of all, hazard rate is denoted by lambda or say h. This is defined as minus f over r. What is the f is? F is my probability density function, R is my reliability, or you can say as a survival function, which is nothing but my 1 minus capital F, that is a CDF. Fine. And what are the property of this? Property of this is, first property is this survival function or this hazard rate function is always be greater than 0. Second property is H is either increasing or decreasing or a constant. It satisfies all these properties. Third one is h of t is my unbounded function, because clearly it's unbounded and it goes to the infinity as t tends to infinity. Now look at these three properties. The first property is satisfied from here. H of 0 is 0, it's satisfied from here because equality is also there. H of 1 is 1. This may or may not be true because it's a lower bound is 1, but it is not always that it is equal to 1. H is a non-decreasing function. You can see it's a non-decreasing function. So it is also true. right answers are 1, 2 and 4 are my correct answers of this problem. Look at the another one. Function x follows uniform distribution over -1 to 1. Which of the following are not true? What is the PDF of this? 1 over 2, because you all knows when it's a uniform distribution from A to B, what is the PDF of this? 1 over B minus A. What is the expected value of this x? What is the expected value of this x? A plus B over 2. So it's a 0. What is the variance of the x? What is the variance of this x is? B minus A whole square divided by 12. So B is 1, 1, 2, 4, 1 by 3. Now look at that. Y is equal to x square is given to you. What is the meaning of that? Y is dependent on the x. So it means they are dependent. So independent is a false statement, and here. Now uncorrelated. What is the meaning of the uncorrelated? If you prove that covariance of x comma y is 0, it means x and y are uncorrelated. Fine. So how you can find the covariance of x comma y? This is expected value of the xy minus expected value of x, expected value of y. So expected value of the x is my 0. So this part will be 0. Y is my x square, so it will be my x cube. So now you can integrate them. It's a x cube 1 over 2 dx. So it's an odd function, so integration is 0. So it means covariance is my 0. It means x and y are uncorrelated. So what is the properties? They are dependent and they are uncorrelated. Fine. So first of all, they are independent. This is a false statement. They are independent. This is a false statement. They are not independent. That's a correct statement. But he said it's a correlated, but we get uncorrelated. This is a false statement. They are uncorrelated, correct statement. They are not independent is a correct statement. But we need a false statement. First, second, third are my correct answers of this problem. Look at this another one. Suppose that car arrives at the petrol pump follows the Poisson distribution with the rate of 10. The time to perform is exponentially. Time of refilling follows the exponentially distribution. We take an average of 4 minutes for the each car. Okay, that's a simple. What is the thinking of this? That's nothing but the Queen model. Why? Because the first case is my discrete, second is my Poisson, and both are working on the time factors. It's a Queen model. So what is that? So what is the arrival? Arrival is called as lambda. This is the arrival. What is the rate is 10 per hours. Mu is the service rate. Service rate is 4 minutes. It is hour. It is a 4 minutes. So I can written as 60 by 4 is a 50. Fine. Assume the car leaves immediately after the refilling. That is a no shortage allowed. So it is my MM1 model. Let alpha denotes the probability of car 3 or more than. Beta denotes the mean of the cars. So that's fine. What is the mean of the car? What is the expected value of the Queen model? This, that is lambda over this. So what is the answer of this? 10 over 5. 10 over 5 is my 2. So beta is my 2 is the right answer. So this option is cancelled out. Now how you can find alpha? It can be written as 1 minus probability x less than equal to 2. So it is 1 minus 0, x is equal to 1 plus x is equal to 2. Now how you can find that? We all know probability at x is equal to say small x, which is written as 1 minus this of here. Fine. Now you can substitute this value. When x is equal to 0, this value will be 0, 1 minus here. So what is the lambda over mu? So it's a 2 over 3. So 1 minus lambda over is 1 over 3. This is the value at x is equal to 0. What is the value at x is equal to 1? This is 1 over 3 into 2 over 3. So the answer is 1 over 3 I can take as a common. 1 plus 2 over 3 plus 4 over 9. So you can see 1 over 3, 9 is LCM. 9 plus 6 plus 4. So 19, 1 minus 19 over 27. So 8 over 27 is the right answer. Now alpha into beta is 3, not 2, because beta is 2, alpha is my here, so this option is cancelled. Beta minus alpha, so 2 minus 8 over 27. So 54 minus 8 over 27 is the 46 is the right answer. The first and the third are my correct answers of this problem. Okay, this is the same question I already explained in my last video as well. So which is related to the linear regression model. I already explained you with the help of the shortcut tricks. I again re-explain them. You have to find the MLE, least square, blue as well as here. So what is that? Y is equal to alpha plus b this plus epsilon I. So firstly I can tell you the tips. Fine. So remember, whenever this error, that is whenever the variance of this error is finite, fine, then the value of the ordinary least square estimator, that is a least square estimator, is same as that of the maximum likelihood estimator of the constant values, that is a alpha, because you can see the MLE of alpha, BLE of alpha, so we need here. So it means if the first option is correct, the second option is also correct. Second tip says you can think about this BLUE, that is the blue, best linear unbiased estimator. So what is the properties? Okay, whenever expected of this and the epsilon i's are my IID, and it is given that they are IID. Variance is my finite. Second is if expected value of the epsilon is my 0 and variance of epsilon I is my finite, fine, plus epsilon I follows the normal distribution. That's the major important thing. Epsilon I, 0 can be any of the things, mean are there, it can be of the Poisson distribution, it can be of the any, but if it is follows the normal distribution, then the ordinary least square estimator is same as that of the blue estimator of the parameter alpha. So you can see if the second option is correct, the third option is also correct. Fine. Now, how you can find the value of the alpha from here? So remember, how you can find the value of the beta estimator? That's a very simple. I can write the shortcut tips for you. This is the value for here, divided by x minus x bar square. And how you can find the estimator for the alpha? So y bar minus beta cap of x bar. Fine. Now you can quickly find the value of the x bar. So it's a 6 by 3, it's a 2. What is the y bar? It's a 5, 6, 12, 12 by 3 is my 4. Now you can find the value of the beta cap. So x minus x bar. So x bar is my minus 1, y minus y bar is minus 1.9. 2 will be 0 and 1 and it will be my 2. Divided by 1 square plus 0 square plus 1. So it is 1.9 plus 0 plus 2 divided by 2. It's a 3.9 by 2. This is my beta cap. Now you can find the value of the alpha cap. Alpha cap is here. What is the y bar is 4. Beta cap into 2 is a 3.9. So the answer is 0.1. So the MLE estimator of this is my correct option. Once this is correct, so by the tips, this is correct. This is also correct. How you can find the beta upon alpha? Beta is my 3.9 over 2. Alpha is my 0.1. So I can written as 39 over 2. That is nothing but 19.5 is also the correct answer of this problem. So 1, 2, 3, 4 all are my correct answer of this problem. Okay, look at this another one. Alpha and beta are the two discrete random variables having the probability such that here which of the following is necessary correct. So remember, you all knows how you can define the probability of this. If it is written as a B, you can divide it by B, and here is A intersection B. So look at the first option. I can return this as A intersection B as a 0 over PB. So what is the meaning of that? Intersection will be a 0. So how you can define this value? So how you can define this number? This is divided by P of A. This is B condition, B intersection A, because P of A is my strictly greater than 0, B is my 0, So this value is 0. The first option is correct option. Look at the second one. So this means the probability of the A intersection B is nothing but my probability of the B, because here, look at the right hand side. If you take the left hand side of the second part, it is probability of the B intersection A divided by probability of the A. So the numerator is my P of B, denominator is P of A, which is not always 1, because it is a greater than 0. It is not always 1. Look at the third option. Again, we can written as probability of A intersection B divided by PB. So I can multiply them. It's a PA into PB. Look at the left hand side of this. I can written this as PA intersection B divided by P of A. So what is that? The numerator is greater than of PA upon this. It is a greater than of the PB. It is greater than of PB. It's the right answer. Look at this portion. This is A intersection B is greater than PB whole square. Fine. And clearly says on the right hand, on the left hand side is a B condition. A is nothing but my here. The numerator part is my P of B whole square divided by P of A, which is may or may not be greater than of the P of A. So the right answer is my 1 and 3 are the correct options. Okay, look at this another one. Consider the linear model here with uncorrelated and random variable. Which of the following is a linear parametric of the estimable? So as I explained you in my previous videos as well, how you can check about the estimable. For example, if you want to check about the first option, you have to think about a functions here. This is the first option. You have to think about the functions like of the b1, x1, b2, x2, b3, x3, or in this case is y3. So b1, y1, b2, y3, so that it becomes here and so on. If you find that, then it's the correct option. But it is always be the very difficult task. So what you can do, you can write this as in terms of the matrix. The very easiest way, that is a 2, 1, minus 1, beta for 0, 0, 1, 0, minus 1. 0, 1, 1, minus 2. Fine. So it is into beta 1, beta 2, beta 3, beta 4. Fine. Now what is the tips for you? Any of this expected value, say E of y, if you can return this number as bi beta I. Fine. Such that rank of the matrix A, if I call this as a matrix A, is full rank, then this expected value of the y, or the linear combination of this, then the function of this beta I is estimable if sum of the bi is my 1. That is the coefficient of the bi is my 1. That's a simple remark. This is a simple result, or you can see simple shortcut tips for you. What is the meaning of the full rank? If I say A is my 3 cross 3, what is the full rank is? Rank of A is my 3. In this case, it is a 3 cross 4. What is the full rank? Rank of this matrix, if it is proof that it's a 3, then it's a full rank. Okay. Now clearly says you can make this value as a 0 by this row operation, but still you can see the rank of this matrix. What is the rank of this matrix? It's my 3. Fine. So once the rank of 3 is, it means it's a full matrix. So look at the option which is satisfied these properties. 16 minus 9 plus 7 is a 0. It's a sum will be my 0. If the sum of this coefficient will be 0, then it's estimable. So you can see the first property satisfied. It's a right answer. It is also satisfied. Right answer. 57. It is 18 and 21 is a 31. It's a 26. 57. 0. Satisfied. It is 23 and 4. 27. It's a 19. The difference is non-zero. This option is cancelled. Right options are A, 1, 2 and 3. Remember, this is a simple shortcut tricks for you. Always remember that. If it is a full rank, the sum of their coefficient must be 0, is called as the estimate. Okay, look at this another one. Let xi be the IID, is a normally distribution with the mean here. So if I call this xi follows the normal distribution with the mean mu, variance is 1. Is W is my standard Cauchy random variable 0, 1. Which of the following are my consistent? So remember, A is said to be consistent of mu. For example, what is the meaning of that? You have to find the expected value of the A must be mu as n approaches infinity, and variance of the quantity A is 0 as n approaches infinity. If you prove these two properties, it means this is a consistent. How you can think about that? Look at that. It is depending on the n. For the sake of simplicity, I can consider n is my 1. So what is the range is? I is from 1 to 2. So this part, n is my 1. So this part will be my x1 divided by 1. N is my 1. So it is x1 plus x2 divided by 1. N is 1. So I is 1. So it will be my x1. N is 1. So it is my x1 plus of w. Fine. Now you can find the expected value of the first part. Expected value, because they are IID, so it has a mu, it's satisfied. This is my 2 mu, which is not equal to mu. So this option is cancelled out. This is also mu. This is also mu. Why? Because if you find the expected value of x1, expected value of w, so it is my mu plus this is the expected value of this. Now as n approaches infinity, if you take as the largest number, so if I take as of n, this is my summation of here. So it is n mu plus expected value of this divided by n. So now you can take, because it's a infinity by infinity, you can take the L'Hopital rule. This is the finite or infinite number, so it's again a mu. So this all options are satisfied. Check about the variance. If you think about the variance, what is the variance of the okay, I can clear this. Now how you can find the variance in journal? So it is 1 over n summation of xi. So what is the variance is 1 by n square, because they are the IID. So I can written this as a variance of xi. Variance of xi is my 1. So it is my n over n square, which goes to the 0 as n approaches infinity. First is the right answer. Second one, if you open them, again it's a 1 by n. So again it's a similar form, it's a 0. Again it's a 1 by n, again it's a 1 by n square, it's a constant value, it's again a 0 by 0. So it's all are my correct options. So 1, 2, 3 are my right answer of this problem. Okay, look at this another one. Consider the null hypothesis H. I denoted the null hypothesis as H0. That is, probability is my 1 by 20. H1 called as the alternative hypothesis. That is, the probability is my x over 210. Define the two test statistics phi and psi for testing H against the K. That means this is my H0, this is my H1. Fine. Now, then you have to find the size of the test. What is the size of the test is called as the type 1 error. How you define the type 1 error? That is the probability of the critical region divided by H0 is my 2. So let's say for the phi case, that is, this is for the phi, this is for the psi. So how you can define the phi? What is the probability of this x critical region is x less than equal to 2, H0 is probability is my half. So when x is less than 2, that is a 1 and 2, answer is 1 over 20, 1 over 20. So answer is 1 over 10, 0.1. So this option is correct option. Fine. Look at the second option. Now look at this second part, size of the psi. So since both the functions are defining for testing the H against the K, so we can define for the psi, that is a probability psi for this x greater than 19, condition H naught. So H naught is again my 1 by 20, so it's a 19 and 22 parts. So 1 over 20 plus 1 over 20, again it's a 0.1. So but it's a point, this option is cancelled out. Power of the test. Now how you define the power of the test? That's a very simple. Power of the any test is probability of the critical region condition of the H1 when H1 is 2. So firstly we define the power test for the psi. So critical region is x is greater than 19, condition of the H1. X greater than 19 of the H1, that is a K here, this one. So x is 19, 22 portions are there. So 19 over 210, 20 over 210. So it's a 39 over 210. So is it a greater than of the 0.05? You can check it easily. So this answer is 39 by, if you divide them, it's a 0.185, which is greater than of this is the correct answer. So this answer is 0.185. Similarly, you can find the power test of the phi. So for the phi case, the value is x less than equal to 2 under the h1. So what is that? X less than 2 is my 3 over 210. So that's a 1 over 70. 1 over 70 is 0.014. So it's a 0.014. It's again satisfied. So the right answers are 1, 3 and 4 are my correct options of this problem. Okay, look at this another one. X and Y are my independent Poisson-Variate. Here Y is my Poisson-Variate of 3. Then you have to find the options. Look at that. In each option you need x plus y. So from here you can clearly say x plus y is also the Poisson-Variate with the values are 2 plus 3 is my 5. Fine. Now you can think about the tips. You need to find this value. So x condition x plus y will follows the binomial distribution. Fine. X condition y, look at the last case, because x and y are my independent, so this is nothing but my x only. So look at the first option. You have to find the variance. So firstly I will check about what is the distribution of this. It follows my binomial. What is the n? N is my this part. Probability of this x. So now it's a mean. How you can find the probability? It is, the formula is lambda of x, lambda x plus lambda y. So what is the Poisson mean is 2 over 2 plus 3 is my 5. So here. So can you find the variance of this quantity? What is the variance of the binomial distribution? NPQ. 2 into 2 by 5 into 3 over 5. So it is 12 over 25 is the right answer. Fine. Look at the last option. This is the x condition here. It follows the, because they are independent, so it follows the Poisson distribution of the x. What is the Poisson distribution of x is 2. So it is my Poisson of 2, but he said binomial. Its option is cancelled. Now look at the second portion. Now since x and y are independent, so 2 over x plus 1, how you can find the mean of this? So I can return this number as 2 over this into probability of x plus y is equal to 2. That is the meaning of this, because this is a random variable of x. This is a function of the x, so it is my here. Now you can vary the value of the x. So you have to choose the value of the x such that x plus y will be 2. So the possible answer of the x is either 0, either 1 or 2. There are only 3 possibilities. So x is my 0, 1, 2. When x is 0, its answer is 2. Probability of x is equal to 0. Condition x plus y is my 2. Plus x is equal to 1, so it is my 1. Probability of x is equal to 1. X plus y is equal to 2. Plus when x is equal to 2, it's my 2 over 3. Probability of x is equal to 2. Condition x plus y is equal to 2. Now you can see x, this follows the binomial distribution. Now you can write the answers. N is my 2 because it's a 2. X is my 0, so NCX. Probability is my 2 by 5. Q is my 3 by 5 of 2 plus this answer. So I can write this answer as here 1 into N C1 2 over 5 3 over 5 plus 2 over 3 NCX 2C2 2 over 5 of 2 and 3 over 5 0. So what is the right answer of this? If I write for you here, so what is the answer is, first part is 2C0 is 2, so it is a 2 into 9 over 25 plus 2C1 is 2, so it's a 6 12 over 25 plus it's a 0, it's a 4 2 over 3 into 4 over 25. So you can see I can take 2 over 25 as a common, so it's a 9 plus 6, 2 over 25 is a common, so it's a 4 over 3. Clearly says that denominator will be 75, but he said it's a 3. So you can see it is my, it's a 15 3 45 plus 4. So clearly says that it is not be satisfied, because it is my 49 into 2 is my 98 divided by 75, but it is a here. Now look at the last option. How you can think about the last option. Here, first tips for you. Given that x and y are independent, they are given to you, but the question suggested you x square and x plus y. Are they independent? It not be. Fine. So you can't say that x square is x. You can't say that this implies x is equal to 0, condition x plus y is equal to 2, then I can apply this as a binomial. You can't say that because x square is not an independent of the x plus y. So how you can solve this question? That's a very simple. Now you can see, I can firstly write this question here. Plus is equal to 2. Now your target is to find the value of the x. There are the two cases. X is equal to 0, x square is equal to 0, it means x is equal to 0. But they are not independent. So when x is equal to 0, it means x is equal to 0, then x plus y will be here. This is the first case. Second case is if they are independent. They are not independent. If they are independent, then we can say x is equal to 0 provided x plus y is my 2. Fine. They are the two different cases. So either this or this. Fine. So if I consider this quantity as my A, this quantity as my B, so I can see the right answer of this is A union B. How you can find the A union B? Probability of A, probability of B minus probability of the intersection, because both are my independent, so we can say they are my this case. Fine. Now what is the answer of this case? You can see what is that? X and y are independent. Because x and y are independent, so it follows my Poisson distribution. So that is a x is equal to 0. What is the case of the Poisson distribution? E raised to power minus lambda, lambda raised to power 0 over 0 factorial. That is e raised to power minus 2 is the right answer. Plus, what is the answer of this? This is the binomial. So what is the binomial is n c x. Probability is my 2 by 5. Q is my 3 over 5 of 2. So the answer is 9 over 25. So it's 9 over 25 minus e raised to power minus 2, 9 over 25. So you can see if you take 9 by 25 common from here, you will get this as the correct answer. So right answers are first and third are the correct answer. Remember, there are the two cases. One, they are independent are there, and other is not independent. So there are because of this x scale. So the right answer is first and the third. Okay, look at this another one. What is given to you? X1 and x2 are my independent. X1 follows my gamma distribution. X2 follows my normal distribution. F1 and F2 are joint density function. Okay. Tips for you. If F1 and F2 are my PDF, then their linear combinations 1 minus is also PDF. Remember always. Now it is already given that it's a PDF. So what is the meaning of that? It's a linear combination. So alpha is my 0.4. Q is my 1 minus alpha. So can you find the value of the Q? It's a 0.6. Fine. This is the first method. Second method is how you can do that, because it is a PDF. It is given to you as a PDF of QF2. Now what you can do, you can integrate from minus infinity to plus infinity. Fine. Minus in. So since it's a PDF, the answer is my 1. It's a PDF, answer is 1. It's a PDF, answer is 1. Again, you can find as a 0.6. But there is no need to do the calculation. You just remember these simple tips for you here. Now, once it's a PDF, we all know there is the equivalence of 1-to-1 correspondence between the random variable and their PDF. So you can see 0.5 of the y QF. This is the right answer. Now, once you know this here, you can find the expected value. This is a 0.4 expected value of the x1 plus q times expected value of the x2. What is the expected value of the x1? X1 follows from the F1. F1 is a gamma distribution with the mean 10. Q is my 0.6. It follows the normal distribution with the mean 3. So what is the right answer of this? It's my 4 plus 1.8 is my 5.8. Second is also the right answer. Now look at this third option. How you can check? You have to find the variance. So variance of the y is 0.4 square. Variance of x, that is a 10. plus q square, that is a 0.6 into square, variance is my 4. So it is a 0.16 plus is a 36, it's a 1.44. So our answer is 3.04 is the right answer. So it means in this question all are my correct answer of this problem. Okay, look at this another one. So which of the following statements are my correct statement? That's a simple ready-made statements are there. So you must know the results. Anyhow, first option is MLE is a unique. We all know it's not a unique. If I simply consider here, fine, then what is the probability density function is 1 over 1. So what is the meaning of that? If you find the MLE, you can't find that. It means you have to use the order statistics. Fine. So it means that this is need not be unique. Fine. So again, he may not be unique. That's a correct statement. They are talking about the correct statement. Look at the second option. They are talking about it's a complete statistics is always be a sufficient statistics. It means they are talking about complete implies sufficient. So we have to think about one example which is complete but not a sufficient. That's a very simple. If I simply consider normal distribution here, fine, then if I simply take the unknown as mean, simple two numbers, fine. So clearly says this statistics, this is my statistics, this is a complete, fine, this is a complete because it represents about the mean, but it is not a sufficient. You can easily prove that it's not a sufficient by using CR equality. You can easily prove that. So it is not a sufficient. So this option is cancelled. Sufficient may not be a complete. May not be complete. So it may not be a complete. Again, we will provide the example. That's again very simple. I can simply take two numbers. Mean and variance are same. Then what is the unknown estimator is? You can simply take this is nothing but here there's a simple mean which is a sufficient statistics, but it is not a complete. So that's a correct statement. May not be a complete. That's a correct statement. Look at the last option. What is that? Any function of the given statistics is all sufficient. Statistics is always sufficient. It means if I say t is the sufficient estimator of theta, it is a sufficient estimator. Any function, not true. Then if you say g of t is also the sufficient estimator only if g is my 1 1. But he said any function, it can be onto, it can be bijective, no, but it is only for the 1 1. So this option is cancelled out. Right option is 1 and 3. All these questions I already explained in my theory lectures related to the sufficient statistics. You may watch in my playlist here. Okay, look at this another question. Xi I varies from n is greater than 1. So I can simply take n is my 1 for the simple calculation. So it means Xi is my normal distribution and I is my 1 and 2 because n is my here. Look at this case. Firstly, I can think about here. It's a modulus of this. So firstly, we all know what is the maximum expected value of the maximum value of the x comma y. If x and y follows the normal distribution, it is always be 1 minus rho over this. This is a simple shortcut tips for you. What is the rho is? Rho is called as the covariance or covariance value or correlation coefficients. Fine, correlation coefficients. Fine, but if you, what is the correlation coefficient of this? They are called as the independent. Once they are independent, we all know for the independent, the covariance coefficient is my 0. So it is 0, it is my 1 over root pi. But now they are talking about the modulus of this. They are talking about the modulus. So it means the answer will be double of this. So the right answer is my here instead of this. So remember this, the simple tips for you. Rho is my correlation coefficient because they are independent, it's a 0. Now look at this first and second option. If I take xi, I is my 1 to 2. So the first option becomes my 2n is my basically n is my 1. So it's a 2. So it's a minus. So it is x1 minus x2 divided by 2 into 2. 2 into 1 is 2. Is it follows the normal distribution? We can think about that. What is the expected value of this value? X1 minus X2. X1 has a 0, so it's a 0, it's satisfied. What is the variance of this? 1 by 4 outside, because they are independent, so I can return this number as of here. So what is that? It has a variance 1, so 1 plus 1, 2, it's a 1 over 2, but he said it's a 2. This option is cancelled. Fine. Now look at the second option. They are talking about n. N is my 1, so it's a 2 minus 1 is a 1, it's my 2. So basically x1 minus x2 whole square. Is it follows the 2 chi-square of 1? Again, very simple. How you can prove that? You can think about, I can take y is my x1 minus x2. I can take 2 also as here, so I can take this as my here. Fine. So what is that? If I take e of y, it will be 0. Fine. What is the variance of the y? It will be 1 over 2, variance of x1 plus variance of x2, it's my 1. So what is the meaning of that? It follows my normal distribution of 0, 1. Once the y follows normal distribution 0, 1, what is the square of this? It follows the chi-square distribution with the degree of freedom 1. So what is the y square? Here you can see this is similar to of this case when you take y as here. So it means this is my right answer. So correct option is my 2 and 3 are my correct option. Because you all knows when, what is that, sum of the xi's follows the chi-square distribution with the degree of freedom. If it's a 1 to n, it's a n. So if write in terms of the summation, you can write as of the n, but it's I can simply take n is 1, so the right answers are my 2 and 3 are the correct options. Look at this another one. Again, x1, x2, x3 are my IID, yn are here. Which of the following probabilities converges to my half as n approaches infinity? Very simple, very simple. Look at the first option. If I simply write in terms of here 0, yn, 2n, this is my first option. If I look about the second option, this is n, yn, 3n. Firstly, I will solve this. What is the approach? You can write in terms of the z, yn, expected value of the yn over variance of y. Fine. So now how you can find the expected value of the yn? So that is because they are independent, so I can return as a summation of expected value of xi4. How you can find the expected value of, because xi's are here, so you all know expected value of the even number, it is always 1, 3, 5 into 2n minus 1 into sigma of 2n. That is a simple rule you all know. While this is for the even, and if it is for the odd, it is always 0. Fine. Now look at that. If you take x4, it means I have to take 2n as my 2, 2n as my 4. Fine. So if it is 4, 4 minus 1, 3, that is a 1 into 3. So the answer of this will be my 3 into sigma 4. Fine. So what is that? Sigma is 1. So 1 power 4 is 1. So it is my 3n. So yn has a mean 3n. So I can subtract 3n from each side. Minus 3n, yn minus 3n of minus 3. Fine. Now, if I divided this by variance, what is the variance of this? If you look about the variance, because they are independent, so I can return this as a variance of xi4 as I varies from 1 to n. So clearly says whatever the variance of the, how you can see, if I found the variance of the x4, how you can see variance of the x8 minus variance of x4 whole square. So how you can find the x8? It is a 8, 8 minus n is 8 minus 1, 7. So I can write as a 135 into 7. So it is my 105 minus x4 is my 3 square. It's a finite number. So when you take as a finite number, say alpha is my finite number into n is my variance. So if I divided this by root of n, this is root of alpha n, this is root of alpha n. Fine. Now as n approaches infinity, this part goes to the infinity because it's a root of n, it's infinity. This goes to again infinity. So that means this portion will becomes my, and it can never be a 1, because in case of the normal distribution, half when it is a 0 to infinity, 0 to minus infinity. So first option is cancelled out. Look at the second option. If I subtract the 3 on the both side, minus 3 on the both side, minus 2n, yn minus 3n and 0. If I divided this by square root of alpha n, it's a 0, it's a square root of alpha n. Now take as n approaches infinity, this part will be my minus infinity, this is z, this is 0. So what is that? This portion. And we all know this is my half by the normal property. So this is the right answer. Look at the third and the fourth option. By the same approach, we can see 2n less than yn less than 4n. So what is that? If you subtract 3n minus n, yn minus 3n less than n. If I divided this by root of alpha n, root of alpha n, root of alpha n. Take n approaches infinity, this goes to the minus infinity, this is z, this goes to the plus infinity. The answer is plus 1, which is not equal to half. So this option is cancelled. Look at this another fourth option. If I think about this fourth option, then it will be, if I subtract the 3 on both sides, it is off here. Fine. Now if I take divided by minus 3n, if I divide it by root of here, as n approaches infinity, this value will goes to the infinity. So what is the answer of this? 0 to infinity, this portion. So it is again a half. So the right answer is first, second and fourth are my correct option of this problem. So you can see all those questions related to this CSIR UGC NET 2023. You can simply scan and join my this WhatsApp group for finding the more update and as well as for various discussion part in these lectures. I hope you can simply like, share and comment on my videos. Best of luck students. Happy learning always.